don't ever get to do this, and I don't ever like to do this, but it seems like I'm going to have to do this because it seems like I am getting pushed to having to do this, and I haven't had to do this type of thing in about 2 to 3 years or so. And honestly, this is not the way that I do things, and this is not the way that I tend to do things, especially when people don't have all the information in their booklet. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Craig Mack, BCW owner in the EFED community for the WWE, and here you are about to get a response from me because somebody likes to have my name in their mouth when it shouldn't be. So I'm in the doctor's office with my girlfriend as we're awaiting to see the photos of our new baby that's about to be here in the next 2 weeks or so. And I get a message pertaining to a podcast link that is done by King Dominator, KD, aka Steve Ventura Jr. Yeah, that's right. I don't normally like to do this type of thing where I have to go on live and having to defend myself or even have to explain myself, but I guess I'm gonna have to. Steve, King Dominator, let me make something really clear. It wasn't me that began the bullshit or me passing around the rumor mill pertaining to you. It got inboxed to me by 5 other different EFED owners with screenshots of conversations of how you talk to people and how you are. So I'm doing my due diligence as a promoter to keep others on the lookout for behaviors of what you have done in other EFEDs. Now, I personally don't have a problem with you, but it seems like you have a vendetta with me as to what you had stated in your podcast. Now, I normally don't do this type of thing, and people know that I don't do this thing. But the last time I did this, I ripped somebody apart. And I'm not doing that to you because I believe that you have misinformation or you don't have everything in order to make that decision on trying to make a podcast about me. The one thing that you should know is that I'm not the one that spread the crap about you in the EFED community. It got given to me in messages from 5 different other EFED owners. Now, you were a cool dude. I had no problem with you, but you have a vendetta with me. Apparently, I don't know, hurt your friend's feelings. And if I have the friend that you think that I hurt his feelings in mind, it either has to be Ray Everett, because that's the only other person that I know who is actually really good friends with you. If I'm wrong, then go ahead and tell me. Now, if that is the case, if that is the person that you have, that is the one that you will never ever forgive me because I said a B word to him. I couldn't really understand you when you were saying your podcast, because I couldn't understand the word that I apparently said to him. Now, when it comes to conversations, yeah, I will tell you whether it was me or not me. I have no problem of saying if that was me or not. And I got no problem of taking the responsibility of shit regarding anything that goes on in this EFED. Now, as I said and as I stated, I have no problem with you, but you have a problem with me. I was doing my due diligence as every other promoter would if they got given messages and screenshots of how you talk to other people. Now, it doesn't bother me if you decided to go or if you decided to not go. I treated you fair. You weren't active here. You were barely active. But you want to know something? I was also going through half of my shit too, all of last year. Many people in this EFED community knew what I was going through. And it doesn't hurt me one bit if you decided to leave because you didn't want to be here. That's all great and grand, brother. But I never had a problem with you. I never misspoke to you. I never disrespectfully spoken to you. No, nothing. So for you to have my name into your mouth and to speak it on a live podcast with some inaccurate information, you just literally played yourself, kid. Because here's the deal. You know what? I will even confirm, yes, I did speak to SPW owner, aka Logan Slater, and I did tell him to beware of your behaviors. I did tell him that. But I also did tell him the reason why I removed you out of the BCW chat was because you weren't active here. You had things going on. You actually ended up sending me a message and actually telling me that. But the fact that you have a vendetta with me, but you couldn't come to me and tell me, that is absolutely hysterically funny. Because honestly, I wouldn't have known until you got on the mic. So this is the one thing that's so crazy to me. You come on to a podcast, you have my name inside of your mouth, and you speak it without the accurate information. And I find that really, really, really funny. You know, I'm not mad at you for anything, brother. I'm not mad at you for a goddamn thing. If you think that I have all the time in the world to sit in my home to have anger towards you, you're dead wrong, bro. I have a lot of things going on in my life that is a lot better than having to deal with you and having to deal with your anger. And see, that right there is the whole entire difference between me and you. You have a vendetta against me, but you didn't have the balls to come and say to me at all. You didn't call me on Facebook Messenger. You didn't give me a message. You didn't give me nothing. But you want to go ahead and pick up the mic, and you want to say out there to the public that you have a vendetta against me because I called your friend a B word. You know what? That's on you, brother. See, if I had a legit problem with you, I would have came into your inbox and I would have messaged you. Just because I'm doing my due diligence as a EFED promoter and letting others know about your behaviors from the messages that I received of actual conversations that you had with others. That is crazy. The fact that you're putting me in the same conversation with other EFEDs when I never had a problem with you at all, or when I never mistreated you at all. In this community, everything changes on how companies operate. I can pull the receipts on how many times you were active inside of my chat because I have done it to other people. I have done it to others who tried to fight me on them being active, and I pulled the receipts, and they haven't been active in months. So I just want to tell you, just make sure you understand when you have my name into your mouth and you speak it on the mic out here, you better come with the accurate information. Now, you want to pull up a different type of situation that I had with apparently one of your good friends, that's perfectly fine. And as I said, if that person happens to be Ray Everett, well, guess what? Here's a newsflash for you. Me and him spoke it out, and we're fine. If you don't ever want to want to forgive me for that, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't affect my life. It doesn't affect me no way, shape, or form. I don't lose no sleep at all. I don't lose no sleep whatsoever regarding the people that like to wake up in the morning and hold a vendetta. But I'm going to end up telling you this. You have a problem with me? Inbox me. Because I never had a problem with you, and I never disrespected you in BCW. And leave my name out of your mouth. Because as I said, the information about you got given to me by 5 other people who own e-feds that you were in. And they gave me conversations, and they gave me screenshots. And believe me, and that goes for every single person that has ever crossed my desk. The ones that I have gotten told about their behaviors, I did the same thing. So I'm not spreading it. I didn't begin it. I got told what your behaviors are. Now, before we ever have a bigger problem, I suggest you inbox me and talk to me before you ever speak my name on a live podcast again.